I am your friend, Emmanuel Olusegun Adeleke, with you again at Room 828. Yes, today we are considering another topic on family insight. On this platform, we discuss and we deal with subjects that are on issues that can enhance the family, the marriage to perform better. So today we are looking at a subject for discussion. And what we are looking at today is guide to balancing in-law and spouses relationship in marriage. What are the guide that will help to balance in-law and spouse relationship in marriage? I always say this, and I'm saying it again today, that it's a blessing for you to have the father of your husband alive, the mother of your husband alive, vice versa, the mother of your wife and the father of your wife alive is a blessing. Not every marriage has such. So you should always appreciate and cherish the blessing that God has given to you, that you have them alive. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes if they are not properly managed, instead of them to be blessing, they are otherwise. That's why we need to discuss this subject, so that something that ought to be blessing will not turn otherwise. You need to understand that something that supposed to be blessing, if not properly managed, could be damaging. So I want to give you these tips that will help you so as to balance your in-law and your spouse's relationship, to enhance it. It is possible that you can have a mother-in-law that will take you like her daughter. It is possible that you can have father-in-law that will add you to the sons in the family. It is always a relationship. And in every relationship, you must make sure that you build bridge and not building gap, because there may be a time that when you are coming back and your roots pass through the place, if you have created a gap and you have not built bridges, you discover that you find it difficult to pass that way. So that's why anybody you come in contact with or to in your life, make sure that you have a good relationship, because when life brings you back, you may not need to knock the door before you open. So let's look at number one guide to balance relationship with in-law and spouses in marriage. The number one is open communication. There is a need for open communication. You must discuss your expectation with your spouse. It is very, very important. What are your expectations with what are your expectations? What did you expect your spouse to do to your parents, to do to your siblings? You should have reached a compromise even before signing the dotted lines, because these become issues. Do you know that some young ladies have made up their mind? They have a fixed mindset towards in-laws, maybe because of some movies they watched, maybe because of some life experience they had, and they have zeroed their mind that this is how they are going to relate with their mother-in-law. Sometimes it may not even be the fault of the mother-in-law, but it is the mindset of the wife, the mindset of the husband. That's why there is a need for open communication. And it is not just a once communication, it's going to be a continuous communication. Because if we say we discussed it before we got married, yes, but it could be that maybe events have overruled it, or it could be that the woman or the man is looking at it from another perspective. I remember a couple told me something about her husband, who was very caring, to her siblings. They were living comfortably until one day when the husband came back from work and said that his elder brother called him and said, are you going to use your lifetime to be serving your in-laws? Look at the first brother of your wife. You took care of him until he got employment. Look at the second one. You are now on the third one. Is that what you'll be using your life savings to do? And from that time, it changed. So if they keep communicating it, they will know that the external force, the third party advice, will not have a say in their marriage. So it is very, very important for open communication. Maybe the reason why you are fighting in your marriage is because you got advice from the wrong channel. Because some people are poisoning your mind. Do you know that something that is good might look bad if you look bad if you take wrong counsel? It may look bad because somebody counseled you negatively. That's why you must have open communication in your marriage from time to time. Number 2, unified front. You know, players, they have some people that play the front. So also in marriage, there must be a unified front. If I'm not all that good in football, but do you know that sometimes you may have a very solid back? You may have some players that are very good, but if the front is bad, you may be lacking in scoring goals. So also it is with marriage, that when you are not unified in the front, then the marriage will suffer. One of the spouse will suffer. Immediately you see your whenever there is a visit of the in-law, then you are now, it's like you are withdrawing from your spouse. You make her as if she is the only stranger in the home. No, you must make sure that the front is unified. So you support your spouse in the front of your family. Let them know that yes, you love your wife, you love your husband. It is not a sin. It is not weakness. Don't let them think that, when I know it's not like that, he will never place us above his wife. He will ridicule his wife for us. It is not wisdom. Get me right, get me clear. It is not wisdom when you begin to ridicule your wife, your husband in the presence of in-laws, only thinking that you want to maintain a standard. What kind of standard is that? So you must protect your spouse. You must support your spouse in the front of your family. Know that she's the only one who is the external one there, but you can make her look like the one inside. It is how you place him or her that they will relate with him or her. Then another thing, number 3, setting boundaries. I think in this area, many husbands and many wives get it wrong. So you must agree on the limits of the interference of the in-laws. I told you that in-laws are very good. They are blessings when you have them. But at the same time, if boundaries are not set, if there is no limit, if there is no jurisdiction upon which they can interfere, you discover that before you know it, they take the whole steering of the home, of your marriage, and they begin to drive it at will. That is why you must always make sure that you set boundaries. It is not disobedience. It is not being rude that you set boundaries upon which you set limits upon which the in-laws or your immediate family can extent upon which they can go with your marriage. Then number 4, show respect. Show respect. It is very important that you acknowledge the roles of in-laws. Yes, the in-laws have roles. Let me tell you, if you did not meet the mother of your husband after your marriage, maybe he has died. I sympathize with you. You have missed a lot. You did not meet the mother of your wife, the father of your wife, vice versa, the mother of your husband, the father of your husband. You have missed a lot. They are blessing. They have roles they play. They have fatherly and motherly experiences which you can share. So you must acknowledge their role. Yes. Did you know that even in the ministry of Moses, his brother-in-law played a very significant role in fulfilling his assignment? So you don't just discard them as if they have no role to play in your life. No, they have good roles. They have significant roles to play. If a brother-in-law to Moses could be of importance because he knew the road, and Moses asked him to lead them, he has not plied the road before. So there are some brother-in-law that are like fathers. Don't ignore their role, but you must prioritize your spouse. As you are respecting them, it is very, very important you prioritize your spouse. Don't let them just ridicule or rubbish your spouse. No, but at the same time, make sure you show respect to them. Number 5, manage expectations from both sides. So, what are your expectations from your in-laws? What are the roles that you want? Let me tell you this. Did you know that when you manage expectations very well, you focus on harmony, not perfection? There is no perfection anywhere. I used to tell you, there are no perfect husbands, there are no perfect wives. Just two people that are willing to make it right. So you must understand that when you focus on harmony, the Bible says, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in love, in unity, in harmony. So you work on your expectation must focus on harmony. How can my wife live in harmony with my brothers, with my father, with my mother? How can I create harmony? It is not perfection, because there is no perfection anywhere. So you must expect and you must focus on harmony. How to harmonize your in-law. That is the guide upon which you can balance in-law and spousal relationship. Your expectation must be on how to harmonize, not on how to have a perfection. So family connects, and when the family connects, there will be respect. When you are able to enhance harmony, you will see that there will be respect and there will be family connection. And lastly, make sure that there is quality time. Dedicate private quality time for the just two of you. You and your wife, you and your husband. Make sure you dedicate private quality time. Can you say it with me? I will dedicate private quality time for my spouse, for my wife, for my husband. I will dedicate and I shall dedicate private quality time for my wife, for my husband. As you are doing this, I can see a balanced in-law and spousal relationship happening in your marriage. I remain your friend, Emmanuel Olusegun Adeleke. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do, so that you can get all these kind of teachings and insight that will bless your family. God bless you.